Hey dancers. So today we're going to be talking about loving your body and how right now you're not, right? So one of the things that you may be experiencing is just looking at your own body and not loving it. You're not crazy about your body for whatever reason, so much so you're actually avoiding the mirror. And you know that deep down inside, there's this desire to like get out of it, but you have no idea how to start shifting from not loving yourself and not wanting to look in the mirror to a place where you can love your body and look in the mirror and embrace what you see. And when you're feeling that and you're like going through that, you're like, damn, that sucks. I want to do this thing, but I can't. And now you feel bad about yourself. And so when you're going through your day-to-day grind, when it comes to loving your body, you've got this overwhelm, you've got this confusion and discouragement about like, I want it, but I don't think I can get there. I don't know how. And then that heaviness and shame that comes with feeling bad about yourself because you know that you want it, but you don't know how. And you want to love your body, but all this shame talk just starts coming your way. And I get it. I totally get it. Because I used to look in the mirror often and say, like, ugh, you are so fat. You look so not appealing. Like, I'm surprised that my husband wants to be with me. Like, those thoughts would pop in my head. So I totally understand that experience. What I want you to take on is that your day-to-day experience of walking by a mirror and avoiding it or looking in the mirror and saying like, ugh, and that statement that follows, it doesn't have to be the case at all. I know because I've shifted my life by starting to implement a few things. So one of the first things that I really started to implement when I didn't fully believe I love my body's beautiful just the way I am, is I started from a place of neutrality. I started with facts. I have hair. I have an arm. I have a body that moves. I am functional, right? And then you start to work your way up into those more believable thoughts that you're aiming towards. You'll get to a place of like, I have a body, to my body moves the way I want, to I love my body just the way I am. And you start sequentially moving yourself in that direction. It's a great thing that you can implement now. I know when I did, it made a huge difference. The other thing I want you to take on is that start with these moment to moment wins. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. We're not a caterpillar into a butterfly where it's like 5 days or whatever the time cycle is. And then all of a sudden we're this beautiful butterfly. The human experience just doesn't work that way. So when you're thinking about, well, I don't even know where to get started, think about those moment to moment wins and just hold that space for yourself that you don't have to transform right away. The other thing that's really important when you're starting to feel bad about yourself is to feel your feelings. When I started allowing myself to be like, yeah, I feel pretty shitty right now. Yeah, I feel like pretty crappy and all of this stuff. I didn't realize what kind of space that opened up in order for me to hold grace and kindness for myself, and that even that it would go away on its own. So when you're thinking like, oh, I feel so shitty, that heaviness in your chest sets in for you, think of like putting your hand, and we've talked about this before, but as a reminder, putting your hand on your chest, be like, yo, this is shame. Like I feel it feels heavy in my chest right here. And despite whether or not that feeling eventually goes away, that you can continue to move forward. I remember that the belief in myself when I was building these thoughts and when I was going through the process of loving my body more or even accepting my body the way that I was, it wasn't consistent and it wasn't frequent at all. And I had all of these ebbs and flows in my experience of when I loved myself, when I didn't love myself, when I felt discouragement, when I felt encouraged, and all of this stuff. And so just holding that space and knowing like, yo, there's going to be these moments where there's these highs and there's moments where these lows, and it may be few and far between. But as you implement this, you will create more habit and action around it. So those are a few things that I did in order to start talking to myself in a more compassionate way, and it gave me a place to start, and I didn't feel so bad about myself all the time, and even when I did, I was still able to move forward. So this is how you can start putting all of this into place. And we talked about this already. Tell yourself how you can move. Tell yourself that you have body parts, right? Tell yourself what is based in fact. When I would dance, I would do this simple movement and I would just allow myself to touch my arms and just get present to that I exist, that this is me, that I can feel my body just as it is right now. And there's no actual judgment in that. I'm feeling my body, but it really helped me connect back into my body. And I felt that was so impactful. So start with what you can do, start with what you do have, and allow yourself to actually connect to your body by touching it. The other thing that's really important when you are thinking about, well, what can I do now in taking those moment to moment steps that allow you to not expect transformation overnight, is you need to shift your mindset. There's no other way really around it. You want to shift your mindset in the expectations of what it means to take these moment to moment steps. I started with 1 to 5 minutes in my dancing. Where do you all think that 1 minute drills came out of? It started with me, and then I shared it with you all, right? I shifted my mindset about what I thought was an appropriate amount of time to dance. And to be honest, if I was going to feel shitty anyhow, I had the options of, am I going to feel shitty and not dance? Or am I going to feel shitty and dance? And I chose the latter because I was like, okay, I'm going to allow myself to not feel great in my body right now, but I'd rather still move my body and belly dance versus sitting on the couch eating potato chips and french fries, which is one of my vices, and going into that and not moving my body. So I allowed myself to start with those 1 to 5 minute dance practices and movement phrases of time in order to just keep moving my body. And so what that left me with was also belly dancing even when I felt shitty. I didn't have to feel great in order to move my body. It, to me, was a better option and a better way to approach getting back in my skin than sitting on the couch and not connecting, not telling me what I do have, what I can do, how I look, or how I can move my body. So in spite of feeling not optimal in that moment, I chose to still move my body. So it offered me so many more options when I was able to do that. So you can take that on too. You can do that. You can still belly dance while not feeling great. You can still belly dance in 1 minute. You can still feel crappy or feel phenomenal and dance. They are not exclusive of each other. You will always have access to putting that into place for yourself. And when you have access to those moments and you do those things that we've talked about, which is starting with 0 to 5 or starting with 1 to 5 minutes, starting from that place of neutrality. If you can't really take on and fully believe, I love my body just the way I am, and feeling your feelings, when you start to put all of that into place, dude, you are going to be left with so much amazingness. You're going to allow yourself to feel empowered. You are empowered around your body. You take action now. You're not waiting anymore. And the other cool thing is that you belly dance and you keep your body moving. There's not a reason to really get in your way. And so that is so effing cool. When I started being empowered around my body and I started belly dancing now and I took action now and I really allowed myself to still move in spite of how I felt so free from the constraints of all of this crap that I had in my head over what it was supposed to look like, what I was supposed to look like, right? Felt freedom, felt amazing. And I kept moving my body and I'm empowered around my body. You can have that too. And when you access those things, when you access taking action now, being empowered around your body, belly dancing, even when you don't feel like it, reasons before that have interfered with you being empowered and taking action now and belly dancing, even when you don't feel like it, their impact is less. Those reasons don't impact you as much. So when you're walking by the mirror, you're like, hey now, that's me. Yes, yes. You feel your body and you're like, ooh, I want to feel that more frequently. I have a minute. Let's go. Let's do it right now. I'm just going to allow myself to belly dance and feel that experience just running through and coursing through your veins. Because you can do hard shit. You can feel your feelings. You can belly dance when you don't feel like it. You can do all the hard things. And when you need help in implementing that, I want to be there to help you. I can help you feel and get that empowerment that you want around your dancing and your body. It can help you start taking action now. I can help you learn belly dance and hold the space for yourself to dance even when you don't feel like it. Come and check out my online membership. We do belly dancing, we do mindset. I teach you all of the tools that you need to access all of your power around your body and belly dancing. The link is in the description below. You can create it. You can create empowerment, you can create taking action now, and you can create belly dancing and moving in your body. See you all next time.